So, as we prepare to begin this object-specific sensory awareness exercise, I invite you to have some type of object or item available in front of you. It may be something with special meaning, or it could just be an everyday object that is on your desk or your table or wherever you may be. And if by chance you don't have something in front of you, feel free to think about maybe a favorite item or object of yours and use that as the focus of the exercise. And so taking a few moments to get into a comfortable posture, maybe settling a little more into the chair or whatever surface is supporting you. Take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. Do your best to just set aside any distractions and give yourself permission to bring your full awareness to this exercise. And for now, we're going to keep the eyes open as we begin our exploration of the senses using the sense of sight. So having your object or item in front of you in your field of vision, and just begin to explore this object with your eyes. And so perhaps noting any colors. Maybe it's multiple colors, or perhaps a single color. Maybe it's your favorite color. Begin to expand your awareness, looking at this item, noticing its shape, its size. Maybe anything that makes it distinct. And then taking a moment to reflect if there's anything about this object or item that makes it special or meaningful for you. Or is there something that perhaps evokes a smile or positive emotions when you look at this item? And maybe ponder the question, what is your favorite thing about the look of this object? And take another moment or two to just soak in all that you can using your eyes. And then when you're ready, letting go of your focus with your eyes. If you'd like, you can now close your eyes or gently rest your gaze. And shift your awareness to the focus of sound. And then taking a moment to explore whether or not this object or item has any sound associated with it, or whether it's silent. Perhaps it's something that makes a gentle noise when you move it, like flipping the pages of a favorite book. Or maybe it has no sound, and the silence is what you love most about it. And if your object or item does not make any type of noise or sound, just for fun, imagine what sounds might come from it if it did, or if you wanted it to make noise or have a sound. What might that be? And if your object or item does have a sound or make noise, take a moment to think about how that noise or sound makes you feel. Is it a happy sound? Maybe it's an annoying sound. Or it could just be neutral, and you don't feel strongly about it either way. And take one last moment to listen, either to the sound or the silence of your item. And then let go of your sense of sound. And once more, shift your attention to your sense of smell. And so maybe bringing your object or item closer to your face, even under your nose if that's possible. And take in a breath through your nose. And simply notice what you may smell. Is it a pleasant aroma? Or maybe somewhat unpleasant? Maybe your object or item doesn't have any kind of scent at all. Feel free to take another breath in if your item does have any type of scent or smell. And notice what response you may have. If it is a pleasant aroma, does it make you feel happy or joyful? If it's a more unpleasant smell, does it make you want to turn away, close your nose? And even if it's neutral, it may still evoke a response in you. even if it's just the thought saying, this object doesn't smell like anything. And then if you'd like, feel free to take one more sniff of your object or item. And then as you exhale, letting go of your sense of smell and shifting to your sense of taste. Take a moment to think about your object and item and whether it is something that you would put in your mouth. If it is not, perhaps just imagine what this item might taste like if it was edible. If it is something that you could taste either just by gently putting your lips up to it, or if it is, for example, a food item, you are welcome to put it into your mouth and explore the sensations of taste. But again, if it's not, you can just use your imagination and perhaps play with whether this item would have a favorable or maybe not so favorable taste if you were to eat it. And whether or not you take an actual taste of this item, pause to just see what's happening to your mouth as you do either taste it or think about tasting it. Maybe your mouth has watered. Maybe you notice that your mouth is kind of dry. And if you were able to taste your object or item, take a moment to reflect again on what response you may have had to the flavor. Maybe you're excited to taste this item. Or maybe if it doesn't have the best taste, you're kind of glad that it's over and you can move on. And so letting go of your sense of taste and shifting to our final sense of touch. Hopefully you have an item that you can touch with your hand or hands. And if so, feel free to take a few moments to do so now. And what do you notice as you touch this object or item? Is it smooth or perhaps more jagged or ragged? Is it pleasant to touch? Or something that you would want to avoid doing so very often? How does it make you feel to touch this item? Maybe it's soothing or not. It may be soft. It may be hard. Or maybe somewhere in between. See what else you can notice about the surface of your object or item as you continue to explore the sense of touch. Maybe rotate it, touching all sides, all pieces and parts that may be present in your item. Notice if there's parts that maybe you're drawn to touching or ones that you want to avoid. For example, if there's something sharp on this object and item, and so you need to be careful as you touch it. So letting go of the sense of touch, perhaps resting your hands on your lap. And then if your eyes were closed or lowered, feel free to open them once more. And then take a few more moments to use all of your senses that you can to explore your object or item, using all of the senses together, looking, touching, smelling, listening, and if applicable, tasting. And perhaps notice which sense is most heightened as you explore this object and item one last time. And then when you're ready, take a nice, slow, deep breath in. Gently let it go. Perhaps taking a moment to thank your item if it is something that is particularly meaningful to you, something that maybe brings you joy or pleasure. And then you can set that item aside and continue on with the rest of your day.